Man, I forgot what I came here for.
Uh-oh.
We've been talking about so much that I honestly forgot
I
the
like his white
question.
headset there, man.
Yeah. Last conversation we had, you talked about your cold calling and how to make that better.
Question. Got it. All right.
Boom.
So you said probate or pre-probate list you would cold call. Which list would you cold call and which list would you direct mail? Because I told you I did direct mail back in April, May, June, and it gave pretty good results. I'm not gonna say, but the probate I talked back to in February. He died in July, and his sister literally contacted me yesterday. I put in my off day
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully sign the contract tomorrow because they agreed on price. So probates do take a long time. But my question to you is, which list would you actually cold call and which list would you actually direct mail, or would you do direct mail and then cold call the same list?
So let me give you a secret of what we do.
Are you
And
really going to share the secret here?
I'm
Because
gonna
this
share
is
the
like this
secret.
is the dirty like
And
guru
so,
secret. No one
here's
shares.
the secret, man.
So just so you know, I do take notes on everything you
I
guys
can
say.
tell you take notes. Well, you
I
do
like it.
deals. You do deals. So you're already successful. So
I do, yeah.
like, you're
And
the-
I gotta
you-
talk to you about my first wholesale deal.
let's do it,
Okay.
man.
My
We'll get you
very
on the
first
podcast,
one was
too.
96K. I gotta get on your podcast then.
All right.
Oh,
I
man.
like it, man.
Yep.
So let's talk about this thing really important, okay?
Yep.
Number one, for cold calling versus direct mail, you got to remember it's just attack, okay? It's literally attack, okay? And so you're gonna get certain results from the attack. So let's use a probate list for example. Let's do 1,000 probate. If I cold call a probate list, I'm probably gonna pull five good leads from 1,000 cold calling probate at worst, okay? 5 good leads, and they're gonna be 5 people. If I send, let's say, the free probate mailer template we have at freelisting.com, you just download it, you kind of do whatever you want from it and send those out. You could probably get 10 leads. Those 10 leads will be completely separate than the 5 ones you got. So if you cold call and send direct mail, you get 10 leads.
Gotcha.
The reason is because it just reaches different people, right? It's just a median to get to people, right? It's like if you do a billboard versus if you go out here and send flyers out. It's like you're gonna reach different people, different results. Some people will never answer a phone call. I don't know this person, not answering. They get direct mail. They're like, oh, this is a trusted person. Some person, oh, this is junk mail. Don't get it, right? So what we do is we do a rotating approach. Everybody thinks I literally cold call the same list every single month. I don't. We do basically a 3-month rotation where we have our big 3. Our big 3 is direct mail, cold calling, SMS. So if I have a list of high equity, I'm going to cold call it in January. Do you think I'm going to get the really good results if I cold call that 15,000 list again in February? It's going to get marginally better, right? But guess what? If I cold call that list, let's say a high equity list in January, I'm going to text the high equity list in February, and then I'm going to send direct mail in March, and then cold call them again 4 months later. Because what happens with direct mail is we send about 4. If you're on our list, you get sent 4 pieces of direct mail a year, 4 texts, and 4 cold calls. I hit you with every way possible.
So here's how I look at it. You like McDonald's or Burger King? Like right up, straight up. If you were forced, hey, which one do you want? Which do you prefer?
McDonald's.
Okay. So we all have different things. So I like McDonald's fries, but I like Burger King burger.
Yeah.
And so you're shocked that these companies, these big, huge companies, like own not specifically McDonald's and Burger King, but they own like their competitor. And people are being played against each other all the time. Some people get pissed off when you cold call and they go, man, Camille, I really appreciate you sent me a letter because some idiot sat there and cold called me. And to me, that's highly offensive. So we do the McDonald's Burger King approach. What works for one pisses off another. So we open up, we have multiple shots at everybody. So what I like to do is I believe most gurus, most investors, they complicate their business to where you have to have these complex schedules and stuff. Just get a rotation that you can live with and rotate it. If you just do cold calling and direct mail, rotate it. Some people like the cold call, some appreciate the direct mail, and you can catch more. It's just so like if you go bass fishing, most guys, anybody who fish, nobody takes 1 rod. We take 9 rods. I'm telling you, just get at least 2 rods and start throwing it out there. And he opened my eyes to this. For the longest time, I said probates, I'm only going to mail to him because I don't want to be what I call an ambulance chaser. And he looked me in the eye. He goes, we could help more people out if we just called them. And he goes, we're being beat by other investors and realtors. I go, okay. And he goes, I'm just going to call it warm calls. I'm like, okay. And we did it. And we were getting just as many deals on cold calls as we were on the direct mail. And I had to open up my mind.
Different leads.
Yeah. I had to have an 18-year-old kid open up my mind. I go, you know what? I got to stop. I'm an old school guy. I had a set way. I didn't want to break it. He goes, why don't we just cold call him? I go, dude, it's brutal. Somebody just died. I don't want to be the guy who calls. And he just makes it a simple
Well, I
conversation.
play stupid. I'm like, hey, are you the owner? Are you looking to sell it? Like, for example, Camille, you
Right.
said in the comments, are you Polish? You said?
Yeah.
All right. Do you know, I can't say his right. Do you know the UFC fighter, Jury? I can't say his name right. His name's Jury, starts with a P. Light heavyweight champion.
Nope.
All right. He's a fighter. He's Polish. Dude's probably one of the scariest guys ever. All right. Polish people can fight. They're, I mean, all their lives, right? But like that dude, when he fights different people, one time, the last fight he had, he submitted somebody because that's how he had to fight. The other guy, he knocked him out. Some people, you just can't knock a guy out. Sometimes you have to use another move to work. So from one seller, cold calling him might not work, but doing a direct mail is going to work really well. And that's the way you sort of got to look at it. And so I have found, honestly, the rotation system to be the best one because sellers get teased if you cold call them basically every single month. But if you hit them with a call, text, and then a direct mail, they think it's a different person. So it's like 3 wholesalers going after one person. And if you go with one of them, you go with me.
And he said the secret is like one will have his name on it. One might have one of my company's name on it. And if we do the third one, it'll have a different, because if they all say the same thing, they go, man, this guy's like stalking me, man. Like what's going on? So just think of the McDonald's Burger King approach. It works well. And then what you can do is rotate, and you can actually use your list twofold. And I don't know why, man. Some people hate cold calls. Some really like direct mail, and you can get people faster with cold call. Direct mail is a slower play anyways, and it's even slower in probate. So knowing you do the rotation, in my opinion, it gives you the best odds. We've done this forever. It's not even, I don't share it out like real publicly because most people aren't up at that level, but it's simple. Forget all this list stacking and stuff like that. You will run out of leads. If you're looking for someone with 5 different pain points, I can't find them in my counties. They're too small. So I'll call you 1 month, I'll mail you 1 month, and we just keep rotating.
And that's the secret. It's like, everyone knows to cold call the same list every single month, but like, how do I get more leads? You don't do more leads. You hit them in different ways. And that's something that it's like, you only know one way and then you can do it a different way. It's actually it's insane what happened when we did that. But so your question, again, sorry for ranting, but like, so you ask, should I cold call or mail the probate? There's actually there's a both section that doesn't cost any more money. You should cold call the probates. All right. And then for every person that picks up and says, no, I'm not looking to sell, take them off the list for the mail. And so every person that didn't answer the cold call, send them a mail. And then boom, that's the best of both worlds. So you hit 100% of the list.
Gotcha.
So when I didn't have as much money starting out on a new list, like 3,000, I would cold call the high equity list, high landlord list. I'd get like 600 people say no. Perfect. And then I'd text out the remaining 2,400. That saved me 600 text. And then I reached 100% of that list. Not 100%, but a good amount of it.
But so many people take it like a direct mail list and they mail to them like, they go, oh, you got to touch them 10 times. I'm like, no. Dude, after 1 year, if you don't respond to us, like we're moving on.
No, they put them on the fridge. They know.
Yeah.
That's what the gurus teach.
Well, it's because
Do 5 touches in every 5 weeks because you bought my course and you bought my you bought my prop stream, so to say. So use our system and do the most touches.
Camille, but we hit them in different ways every month.
Yeah, because sometimes you could have a bad phone number there, you could have a bad address, but the odds of having 2 both bad are slim to none. So as long as we just want them to get the solicitation, how they respond to it, we're not really in control with it. All I want to listen with direct mail, I have one goal: call me back. That's it. I don't care if you call me back to tell me to take a flying leap off the building. Somebody taught me if they call you back, you won, because we capture their phone number. I don't want to abuse it, but like if you call me, I won. I want to win that phone call. When I do a cold call, I just want to connect with them to see if there's motivation for them to sell their house.
Yep.
But McDonald's Burger King approach, man, it works really well. And don't complicate it. Make a system you can live with. Yep. And if you're doing this yourself, like in the beginning, I would mail and then I'd cold call. And all I did was just rotate them on top of each other. Yep. And your effective level for like closing, like getting deals under contract goes way up because you're on the right list. You just got to make sure they get the right information. Some people throw the direct mail away. Some people hang up on the phone calls, but eventually you are going to penetrate a lot of motivated sellers. And to me, that's the best way. If you just do direct mail and you're going to mail them 10 times a year, maybe they just don't like your direct mail. And then maybe someone already contacted them on a cold call piece, or maybe an SMS, they connect SMS. If you can get it through, people, they respond on text. It's not everything you want to hear, but multiple attacks, you people who are just cold calling the same people 10, 12, 15 times, you're actually burning yourself because they don't want to talk to you. Listen, when I started out, you ready for this? When I started by myself, I was a shotgun approach. I go, listen, I only got $1,000. I'm going to spread it amongst many people as I can and see who's motivated. And then when I got a little bit more money, I did a, kind of a McDonald's Burger King approach, and it's always worked best because we always keep busy and we're always working the leads. And plus, when you're spending money on leads, if you're doing a subscription or you're buying them, you're getting your best bang for your buck because you're getting the highest percentage of connecting with these sellers.
That's the way I'm going to do it, man. The point is just getting them in your CRM, and you know that we're talking about drip sequences on follow-ups and things like that.
Yeah.
Dude, once you get the person in it, that's so the gurus do say the 10 touches thing. 10 touches a year on a list, probably not the best. Now you can redo a code violation list every month. That's okay. But the real money is just putting them in the CRM and then following. That's when the real work starts. So yeah, that's honestly what I'd say. You can reverse drive for dollars that list too. Like it's a million ways, man.
You just got to find a way it's not going to drive yourself crazy because remember,
it's a one-man show.
I did exactly what you did for the first 7 years. Dude.
He's got cold called it, yeah.
Yeah, but it was like I was doing I didn't know back then, and I finally figured it out. I'm here to tell you, don't make it so complicated. Sometimes I talk to you guys, I got list stacking and I got this and it goes to this thing. I'm just like, man, you're spending like $1,000 just to do the logistics on this. Simplify it. Mail, cold call, like whatever it is, and just make sure you're not driving yourself because the last thing you want to do is burn out on your business. It's hard enough to get leads, but you got to stay organized. I like to increase my chances as much as possible. So the McDonald's Burger King approach. I like the McDonald's fries and the Whopper if I had to. I don't eat fast food often, but every now and then, if I had to have the choice, I'm like, but someone's got to, the Flame Broiled Whopper. But I don't know what they do those McDonald's fries, but they're fantastic. And they're good for like 2 years later if you leave them out on the counter.
Two more things real quick. Zach, when did we talk about the tax lien, the probates, and the list? Was it yesterday or the day before?
Day before that.
So 20,000 already pulled. Skip trace. My cold callers already started calling it this morning. Second thing, real quick, can I just give one more word of advice to everybody here that I find that makes you $20,000, $30,000 more every year, and it's free. Every single deal that I've done this year, I started wholesaling in April, literally this year. I've done 11 deals and I JV'd on 36. Every single deal that I closed, I've renegotiated 2 days before closing. Hey guys, listen, we're at the closing table. I just, unfortunately, it's a little more. We just need another $2,000, $3,000 to get us to the closing table. Most people are going to say yes.
I agree.
Actually, out of 11 deals, one person to me said no, they can't do it.
I agree, but I will give you this little piece with that because I've been doing this a long time. Make sure you're ethical and moral about it and you're not taking advantage of people that otherwise don't 100%. Have a choice. Because we deal with a lot of elderly people. We deal with people that are in extreme circumstances. And here's all I tell you about because I've done this a long time. I had someone in this business that I spent a lot of time. We worked together on it. And they used to use a technique where not 2,000 or 3,000, it was 20 or 30,000. And they basically did it day before the closing or the day of. And people in tears, and the title company used to get really upset about it. And I said, I can't do this. If somebody gives you a really smoking deal, take it and do what you promise on it. If the deal's tight, I'm okay with it.
I do that when the deal's tight. Like
when the deal's tight, we always ask for it.
We don't recommend that strategy, but I'm not going to say it's going to be one that's going to make you less money because it'll definitely make you more money. We do something very similar. We just do it in the front end. We squeeze it so hard in the front end that we're like, okay, this price, we can 100% do it. The problem is it doesn't work as well for us because we squeeze so hard on the initial price that we say, our word is you'll get this price at this date because the price is so low. Yeah. So we don't do that because we are like, hey, we're a person of our word at this price because we know we're going to make 40K. We'll do it and we do a handshake, looking in someone's eye, say we're going to do this price at this one. But we're a lot more like committed on the regular initial contract. Now we have deals, dude. Like I had a hoarder's house this year where we put on a contract and I remember we're training on this one. I was like, I don't know if I can do that price. It's way too high. It's like, oh, I'm like, you know what? If we bring our team through and it needs less than 30,000 in repairs, then we can do this price. If not, I'm gonna have to bring it down 20K. He said deal. We had to negotiate it down. So it depends on the deal.
You have to be careful with your timing on the reduction because you can actually lose a deal. So if someone makes me hem and haw the whole way and I'm paying more than I want, I am all for the strategy. But like when people roll over and give you the price you want, and like they go, okay, if I commit to that price, you're going to bring it to the closing table. Then all I ask is we got to do what our word says because you will get a really like bad name in the business overall. And these particular people that did it, they don't do this anymore because it got so out of control. It was like reverse tactic strategy, and they would do it the day of the closing, and people were just already had moving vans and set. And to me, that's where we all have to have a moral compass in like wholesaling. So,
but if it's for the deal,
If it's for the deal, I agree. Like, so people who push me to the limit, like I'm paying top dollar, I will work a discount all the way to the end. And then your timing method works really well because they need to get it. I'm just saying, like, if someone's going to give you a smoking deal in the front, don't push too much at the end because it could blow up the deal for you. But dude, you just got started. You'll figure out like what your niche is and doing it. I'm just giving you some of the warning signs because somebody tried to teach me a strategy. I saw it massively blow up in their face, but it wasn't 2 or 3,000. It was 20 or 30,000 every time. And I'm just like, oh my God.
I'm surprised. I'll tell you this. You figure that out. I'm about 80, 90% on my price reductions. Like I thought it was gonna be a lot lower. You figure out like it's really low. Someone says no to that though. It's actually kind of shocking.
They just want to get it done.
They just want to at that point. They just want to get it done. So
think about it. 2,000, 10 deals. That's 20 extra grand for the year.
I agree.
But I try to squeeze out a little more on the initial. But
I think this advice is more for the new guys that don't know how to squeeze out all the juice in the beginning. Like me, I can still probably negotiate even deeper. I come from the strategy that if I make $200 on a deal, it's $200 I didn't have. If I make $5,000 on a deal, it's $5,000 that I didn't have.
True.
And that's the beauty of wholesaling. You can do whatever you need to do. Eventually, Camille, you're going to learn this game so good. You're going to find an extra 20 or 30 grand like every other deal and show you how to make an extra 2 or 300K a year. Because that's basically what we do. But like, dude, in the beginning, I'd make $1,000, $2,000 a deal. I was like on cloud nine. I'm like, I can't believe I did this. Like I put no money in this deal and I made 2 grand.
Yep.
And then I go, let's do the 2 grand, the 4 grand. And then I just kept working my way up. And I just got so confident. I knew how to use the method go for no. And it worked really well. So I was just giving you kind of a precursor with it because there's some people that don't follow their compass and they can get extreme with it. And to me, we have a lot of people in bad situations and we really want to help. You always want to create a win-win.
We don't do that, but hey, like I'm going to just tell you, it's not going to make you less money. So, hey, if it works for you, do it, man. Like that's the fun part about wholesaling. There's different ways to be doing it.
There's a million ways to cut it and that you can make it however you want. So as long as you're doing ethical, I'm fine with it. You figured out the timing it. Sometimes when you do it the day of the closing, the title company gets mad at you. Yeah. So you're preparing it at the right time. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you. I appreciate you. Zach, I sent you a DM on Facebook. I got to talk to you privately. So hit me up.
All right.
Have a great one. I appreciate you.
We'll get some, tell you, the average guy goes on the podcast to make a quick 10K JV deal. So hop on the podcast. We'll get you some money, man.
That's awesome.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys.